Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Friday morning. Hey, I know we had to make some adjustments with some timing and a few things, but I sure hope you are ready. I don't think you're ready for what I'm going to teach today. It's Valentine's Day. Hey, can we give a shout out to somebody we know, like, love? Can we do that today? Can we give a shout out to somebody we know, like, or love? Good morning, Siobhan. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day to you. Yeah, happy Valentine's Day. Good morning, Tamu. Happy Valentine's Day to you. Yeah. I hope I want to give a shout out to my boo. Can I give a shout out to my boo? Is that all right? Yeah, my girl. Yeah, Lady Nikita Adams, Lady A, affectionately known as Lady A. I want to give a shout out to Lady A. Hey, so good to know when God blesses you with somebody amazing. Hey, I want to give a shout out to her. I woke up this morning. I did Valentine's Day yesterday, right? I didn't try to get in these long lines to try to get a reservations for tonight somewhere. No. I didn't do any of that. What I did was I made reservations last night. So I took my girl out last night. We got dressed, went out to a nice restaurant, had a great meal, and so gave her chocolate. I did all that last night. And so this morning I got up and I had chocolate. She had chocolate for me and my son and my daughter. We all had something from her. So hey, listen, shout out to my girl. I appreciate you, love you dearly. Hey y'all, are y'all ready? Are you ready? I don't think you're ready. Are you ready for marriage? I was talking to my niece. I was talking to my niece this morning, and she said something. She said, "Unc, do you remember when you put up a post last year around this time about hush rings?" I was like, "Woo, that's rough there. That's rough." Yeah, I remember putting that up about hush rings. That some people are going to get hush rings on today. Yeah, they're going to get nothing but hush rings today. I hope y'all are ready today. Hey, listen, do me a favor. Tag somebody in this. Do me a favor. Can we take a second and tag somebody in this live today? Somebody gonna need this live. Yeah, do me a favor and tag somebody in this live today. It will be of a blessing. I want to talk about, are you ready for marriage? Good morning, Georgia. Georgia, I see you on my other page. Good morning. So good to see you. Love you dearly. Would love to see you and the kids. Um, are you ready for marriage? That's what I want to talk about today. Are you ready for marriage? We're on this Valentine's Day, and everybody is so buying chocolates. Yeah, the stores have been working overtime to meet orders of everything. And so, are you ready for marriage? Are you ready for marriage? And people buying chocolates today. They're buying rings. They're gonna be proposing at dinners tonight. Some lady gonna go out. She's gonna get all dolled up, and she's gonna be ready to watch her man get on one knee, or that's old school. I don't know what they do now. I'm so far removed from that. I'm already married. So good morning to know. Good morning. Yeah, and so some people are gonna be ready for the ring tonight. But I want to talk about, are you ready for marriage? All right, let's talk a little bit about that today. Are you ready for marriage? All right, the divorce rate in this country is somewhere between 50 to 60% for first time marriages. Wow. Wow. That means somebody got married last year and they are already talking about being divorced. Tag somebody in this. They're going to need this teaching today. All right. The divorce rate in this country is somewhere between 50 to 60% for first time marriages, 70% for second time marriages. All right. 80% for third marriages. You on your third marriage. Yeah, the divorce rate is higher. It's now, I'm sorry, I said 80%, it's 90%. You can go and check the stats. So I'll say it again, 50 to 60% for first time marriages, 70% for second marriages, and 90% for third marriages, which lets me know that we are not doing a good job at preparing people for marriage. All right. We're not doing a good job at preparing people for marriage. And so I want to give you several signs this morning, right? I'm not going to hold you all day. I know I'm already late jumping on. And I just want to give you this. I want to give you this on this Valentine's Day. So before you accept that ring, before you say yes, I want to tell you. Before you say yes, before you got the tears streaming down your face, before you got all the family in the room, right? Before you say yes, stop right here and listen to this. All right. Several signs you may not be ready for marriage as you think. Several signs. Let's go. Number one. Somebody says number one. If you struggle to completely give up your independence, if you struggle to give up your independence, if you struggle to give up your independence, Genesis chapter 2, verses 24 through 25. If you struggle to give up your independence. All right, I'll say it again. If you struggle to give up your independence. Yeah, I had 3 people just jump right off. They just jump right off. They was like, hey, I want to hear that. I'm going to say yes today. I'm going to say yes. Watch. If you struggle to give up your independence, Genesis chapter 2, verse 24 through 25 says, therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, or one translation says, shall cleave to one another, and the two shall become one. You are no longer two independent people doing whatever you want to do without any regard for what the other person wants, right? You have to merge and come together and work as a team. You got to merge, come together. Some people got a problem with commitment. I ain't got time to deal with that. Some people got a problem with commitment. You have to merge, work together as a team whenever you are married. If you want a good marriage, can I say this? If you want a godly marriage, right? You got to give up your independence, right? That is what it means when it says that the two shall become one. Right? What does this look like? Well, first, you got to be willing to be dependent on the other person. Let me say this again. In order for the two to become one, you got to be willing to be dependent on the other person, or accountable to the other person in terms of how you spend your time. If you're still out there thinking I can still do whatever I want, I'm old enough. I'm grown. Yeah, I can do whatever I want. I can come and go whenever I please. Yeah, I don't have to tell anybody where I'm going to be or when I'm coming or I'm going to be back, because I'm grown and I don't have to answer to anybody. That type of thinking is not going to work in a marriage. That type of thinking is not going to work in a marriage. You have to be willing to be accountable. Come on, y'all. You got to be willing to be accountable for your whereabouts, how long you're going to be out, and where you're going to be for every single moment of your day. You got to be accountable. The second way you need to become one with that person and not see yourself as being independent or separate from the other person. Here it is. I got another one for you. Number two, you must be accountable for how you spend your money. You got to be accountable for how you spend your money. I'm talking to people who get ready before you accept that ring and say yes. You got to figure out if you're ready for marriage. You must be accountable for how you spend your money. If you're still on the impression that this is my money, that this is your money and this is my money. If you under that impression, you got your money, I got my money. My retirement plan, I don't spend 30 years working in building. I make more money than you, and I should be able to do more with my money. You brought more debt into the marriage, right? So you have to take responsibility for your own debt, and I'll pay off my debt. That ain't how marriage works. You telling them, I got more money than you do. This my little pile over here. That's yours over there. Work yours, right? That type of mentality is not what the Bible talks about in terms of two becoming one. Come on, y'all. Come on. Folks are jumping on and jumping off. They don't want to hear this. This is rough. I promise it's going to help you. If you make more money than your spouse, lean in, lean in. If you make more money than your spouse, that is no longer your money. It's now our money. Wow, that hurts. It's no longer your money, but it's our money. If your spouse came in with a whole lot of debt, then that is no longer just their debt. But when you're married, it becomes our debt. Ooh, are y'all hearing this? It becomes our debt. You can't have, oh God, this gonna be hurt. This gonna hurt. This gonna hurt. This gonna hurt, y'all. You can't have secret bank accounts and hide things from the other person. Wow. You can't have secret bank accounts and hide things from the other person. All right. The next sign that you may not be ready for marriage is, here it is, you are an unhappy single looking for marriage to make you happy. I'll say it again. Another sign that you may not be ready for marriage. You are an unhappy single looking for marriage to make you happy. One more time for the people in the back of the room. You are an unhappy single person, a single man, a single woman, looking for marriage to make you happy. Well, where you at? I'm in Philippians chapter 4, verse 12. Philippians 4 and 12, Paul says, I know how to be abased and I know how to be abound. All right. In other words, Paul is saying, I know how to handle myself and be content. Paul says, I know how to handle myself and be content, whether I have a lot or whether I don't have anything. That's what Paul says. I know how to handle myself, right? The secret to learning contentment is in verse 13, where Paul says in Philippians 4 and 13, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So oftentimes you have a single person who is very sad and discontent and or unhappy themselves being single, right? And then they meet somebody, they fall in love, and for a season they are happy. They putting pictures up on social media, they posting pictures. Some people are not who they post, they are. That's good. That's good. Some people are not who they post that they are. Anybody can post anything on social media that they're happy, right? You're happy for a season, right? That they're happy because of the feeling that the other person invokes in them because they are in love. But after the infatuation phase, after that phase wears off, after the infatuation phase wears off, then nature kicks in, reality kicks in. And basically, you end up reverting back to the unhappy, discontent, miserable person who you were before you met the other person. And a lot of times you end up making your spouse unhappy. Or, God forbid, both of you are really unhappy, discontented singles coming together, trying to find happiness, and you're going to make each other miserable. I'm helping you today. I'm not saying you have to be excited about being single and not being married. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah. But what I am saying is you have to be saying is you need to make sure you're at a point where you are content in your singleness. So you're not looking for marriage to make you happy. I hope you're not looking for marriage to make you happy, because marriage is only going to magnify what's been in you the whole time. Because you will be disappointed that nobody else can make you happy. You have to find that joy and that fulfillment in God alone. Wow. Here's another sign you may not be ready for marriage. If you have signs of emotional immaturity, if you got signs of emotional immaturity. What is emotional immaturity? Things like holding grudges against people whenever they bother you or they get on your nerves or they offend you. You go a period of time and give them the cold shoulder, or you give people the silent treatment. Yeah. You don't want to deal with that person anymore. Whenever you get married, you can't do that anymore. Oh, you can't do that anymore. When you are married, you can't give them the silent treatment. Married people, are you hearing me? I'm helping you. I'm helping you too. When you're married, you can't give them the silent treatment anymore. You got to work as a team. Y'all not talking to me. You got to work as a team. Be in the same house. Make joint decisions. Raise children together. Some of you all, I'm going to give you this, and this ain't even in my notes. Some of you are so ready to connect up with the other person, but you don't even know how they raise children. Sometimes they may raise children with capital punishment. What are you talking about? They break out the switch and the belt. Whereas you talk about, go stand in the corner. Come on, come on. You want to sit them down. You want to talk to them. You want to give them a few principles. That's not maybe how they want to raise children. So you got to have these intellectual conversations. I'm helping you. You may not be ready. You may not be compatible. It doesn't mean that they're bad people. It just means we ain't compatible when it comes to raising children, how we function. Oh, I'm helping you. I'm helping you. Yeah. You can't just give people the silent treatment. You got to make the joint decisions together. You got to raise children together. You got to go to sleep in the same bed. There are too many people that are. I hear this new phenomenon that is going on now. That one person has their house and the other person has their house, right? And you're like, why y'all got separate houses? They sleep in that house, and they said we are the happiest we've ever been. They said we don't suggest it to anybody, but they said at night you go to your house and I go to mine. That's not marriage. That's not marriage, y'all. Come on, come on. I see this other new thing that's popping up is that you got people now who got multiple partners and calling it marriage. You got one man and got two women, three women, or one woman and you got three men. That's not marriage. That's a mess. Y'all not talking to me. That's not marriage. That's a mess. We got to share. I got to share with him. Today ain't your day. Really? Oh my God. Yeah. So you can't give people the silent treatment when you're in marriage. You got to work together. You can't ignore them and act like they're not there for 2-3 days straight. You ain't communicating with them. I'm giving you signs that you might not be ready to say I do. You have to be the bigger person. Oh, that hurt. That hurt right there. Because sometimes I don't want to be the bigger person. Sometimes I want to be in my feelings. I want to sit and stew in my feelings. I don't want to be the bigger person. Come on, am I talking to anybody? Am I talking to anybody? I don't want to be the bigger person. They hurt me. I want to give them, her, him, whoever, the silent treatment. I don't want to be the bigger person. No, you can't be that way when you're in a relationship. Make peace and apologize and ask for forgiveness. That's what mature people do in relationships. We don't go days without talking. Oh, no. You can't do that. That's not an option. You gotta make peace. The Bible says, follow peace with all men, holiness without which no man shall see the Lord. Come on here. You gotta make peace, y'all. You gotta make peace. You gotta apologize. They were the one in there wrong. Okay, so you're gonna die on that hill. You're gonna die on that hill that you were right. But you're gonna be the only one on that hill talking about I'm right. I'm gonna die on this hill. You ready to die on that hill? Apologize, make peace, ask for forgiveness, and admit, y'all. Y'all. I'm hitting you hard. Admit when you are wrong. You got to admit when you're wrong. Where are my comments at today? I'm teaching you. Where are my comments at today? If you are struggling with any of the things I've mentioned, you struggling with apologizing, you struggling with this is mine, that's yours, that's your debt. I ain't got no debt. I came into a relationship without any debt. No, but you came in a relationship, right? You had to have him. You had to have her. Come here. Don't you back up now. Don't you run out on me now. I'm out of here. No, in marriage, ain't no I'm out of here. Come on here. Y'all not talking to me. Yeah. If you're struggling with any of these things I've mentioned, you probably aren't ready for marriage, even though you think you are. Wow. 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 Somebody type this in the chat. Love is not a feeling. Love is not a game. Love is a decision. Come on, I need some people to type that. Type love is a decision. You don't believe me? Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 13, I believe it is. 1 Corinthians 1:13, where Paul talked about love is kind. Love is not boastful. There are 11 love is, and I'm sorry, there are 7 love is, and 8 love is not. Nowhere in the is or the nots of love is there any emotions, because your emotions change. Oh, y'all not talking to me, but you in love, right? Oh, you in love today. I'm in love. I love him. I loves her. Come on. But you also said you love pizza. You also said you love your car. Y'all not talking. Well, that's different types of love. Well, what kind of love is it? Come on, come on. Love is a decision, not an emotion. Wow. Love is a decision, not an emotion. Y'all put that up. Love is a decision, not an emotion. If you're struggling with issues of anger, ooh, this is rich. If you're struggling with issues of anger, and you go off on people on the drop of a hat, oh my God. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 13. Thank you. 1 Corinthians 13 about love is. 7 love is. First 2 at the top. Love is. Then the love is at the bottom. 5 at the bottom. That's 7 in the middle. Love is not. Right. So please go read 1 Corinthians 13. Right. But if you're struggling with anger issues, you go off on people a lot. You know, I will tell you what's on. What's with the clapping? I don't understand. I'll tell you what's on my mind. Yeah. No, you not gonna come for me, boo. You know, you going off on people a lot, right? If you're going off on people a lot, that might be a sign you ain't ready. There's another sign. That's another sign of emotional immaturity. And it'll cause major issues for you when you get married, or you get stressed out really easily and cannot handle any types of change. You can't handle any type of change. Like they say, hey, I'm going to do this, and they switch up later and do something else, and it really bothered you and it really frustrated you. You probably aren't ready for marriage, because that will happen all the time. What you gonna eat? Well, let's go over here. You get all the way there, like, I don't really want that. Let's go over here. What? Had my mouth all set for this, and you went here. Come on, marriage. You got to be flexible, boo. You got to be flexible in marriage. Come on here. Come on. Yeah. Things aren't gonna work out the way you actually plan in relationships sometimes. So if there are any signs of emotional immaturity going on in your life, you really honestly may want to rethink if marriage is for you. Here's another sign. Can I give you another sign? I got about 3 minutes. Let me give you this. Can I give you this? If you have some unresolved baggage, ooh, somebody put that up. If you got some unresolved baggage that you refuse to deal with, you got some unresolved baggage that you refuse to deal with, In other words, there's some areas in your life that you are not willing to talk about because they are so private and painful. And when people ask you about it, you shut them down. You're in a relationship and they asking you about the stuff in your life that you got baggage in. And they say, hey, well, can we talk about that? I don't want to talk about that. You shut them down. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to deal with it. You don't want to be healed of the issues in your life. Past relationships. You got baggage. I should have just taught this on Sunday morning. That's what I should have did. Should have taught this Sunday morning. I should have taught this Sunday morning, y'all. You got past baggage. Baggage. And some of you all, you ever been on a trip? You ever been on a trip? My wife said to me one time, we was great goal. This is when I was traveling. We had married. We was going somewhere for a few days. I had all of this stuff. I had bags. She said, where you going with all that stuff? I said, well, we're going to be gone for 3 days. She said, we're going for 3 days. We ain't going for a lifetime. I had about 4 or 5 pairs of shoes for every outfit. Some of you all are carrying too much baggage. You got a past boyfriend, girlfriend that hurt you, baggage. Somebody said something to you you didn't like, you quick to cut them off, baggage. Wow, 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 baggage. Past relationships, I don't have time to deal with it. I got to keep moving, Childhood trauma, who am I talking to? You got childhood issues. You know, mama used to whip you, daddy used to whip you. Now you got, I don't even want to whip my children. I just want to talk to them. You got some childhood trauma. Why? You know, little Johnny need his little behind whip. I was in the store the other day and yesterday, and the child was standing up in the cart to I'm not going, mommy. I walked by, act like I ain't see nothing. And she says, let's not act like that. We're gonna talk. And she pushed the cart on. And I was going down an aisle, and somebody else was coming down. They said, ooh, if that had been me growing up, my mama would have got me together right on the spot. My mama said, where you show out is where you get worked out. Who? Anybody else had a mama like that? Where you show out, you get worked out? This little child had stumped, folded her arms, and screamed, I'm not going anywhere, mommy. I said, let me mind my beeswax. I kept pushing my cart. Yeah. So some of you all got some childhood trauma. You know that little child need her or his or their little behind whipped to the white meat. Come on. I ain't talking about going overboard. I'm talking about you need a good pop, something to snap you back into place. Come on here. Some baggage. Someone did something to you. So it could be in the areas also of sexual intimacy. It's going to affect how you relate to your spouse sexually. If you're with someone right now and you're trying to understand what's going on with them sexually and physically and emotionally, by just having those conversations and they have shut you down, that is a sign that there is something in their life that is some baggage from their past that they are not willing to deal with. I can tell you that if you don't deal with these things, they will come back and you'll look back and say, I wish I would have dealt with that. If you don't deal with some emotional baggage in your life and you try to move on and get married without dealing with the emotional baggage in your life, you're in a relationship and you don't deal with the emotional, you can't deal with it while you're in the relationship. I'm not that. Whoa. Don't pick up the phone, call them and say, hey, we're going to have to break up today. Because the pastor said, no. What I am saying to you is that you're going to need to deal with the emotional baggage in your life. Otherwise, you're going to make somebody else pay for what somebody else did to you. Come here. You're going to make him, her, or whoever's in your life, you're in a relationship with, pay for what somebody else did to you. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah. So some things you're gonna have to deal with. Otherwise, you will look back and say, I wish I would have dealt with it when it happened. So many people are jumping from relationship to relationship. They get out of one relationship, they jump into the next. Girl, look at my hand. I'm engaged. Oh, you and him are engaged. No, I got rid of him. Or I gave my girl a ring. Oh, you and her? No, I got rid of her. Who you with now? Oh, that's a bad sign. Who you with now? Who you with now? Oh, I'm with this one. Well, what happened to that one? That's old news. No, you got some baggage, brother. Brother, if you jumping out of one relationship, sister, if you jumping out of one relationship into the next, you got some baggage you ain't dealt with. I always tell everybody before you jump into the next relationship, you need to have a pause moment. Pause. Don't jump into anything right now. Learn to know who you are. Is that good? Learn who you are before you jump into the next relationship. Because listen, when you jump into something, especially when you talk about jumping into marriage, and marriage, I was watching a reel, and this was so amazing. Hollywood teaches that when you get married, you have what is called a prenup, right? You got a prenup when you get married. The prenup says if this don't work, you won't take all of what I built because it's mine. That's yours. This mine. Can I tell you? That's not marriage. That's an arrangement. Whew. Because marriage, the according to how it should be done, is death us do part. The only way that there is an issue is that if there's infidelity or abuse, he just called me. He just told me no. Oh, what did he tell you no for? He told me no that he won't go buy me or take me. Go sit down. That's not abuse. Go sit down. Your entitled self. You got to deal with the emotional baggage and not bringing things in your life, right? You gotta make sure that you're not quick to jump in and out of a relationship. You gotta make sure that whoever you're jumping in with, you know who they are. You know who their family is. You've seen their dad. Listen, sisters, if you see a brother, uh, tell them, let me see your daddy. Well, he ain't got his father. Is no longer with us. All right, can I see a picture? Brothers, look at a picture of the mama. If the mama's no longer in the earth, if the mama's in the earth, let me see what the mom look like. Because then that's going to tell me what you look like years from now. It's going to tell me, let me hang around a bit of your family because it's going to tell me how you are, how your family are. Because you're marrying into the family. Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. So I need to know all of this. I need to have all of this kind of conversation. I need to see when you're dating, write this down. It's called dating, right? Dating is collecting data. Before you say yes and accept that ring, how much data do you have? I'm getting older and I don't want to be by myself. You ain't got no data, but you trying to marry? You need some data, boo. All right, we gotta go. Some things you should have dealt with. Or if you marry that person, you'll look back and say, I wish I would have paid attention to the signs before I married. Because some of you all didn't pay attention to the red flags. You just hopped your behind into the horse and carriage, and you went galloping into the sunset, only to find out that horse was a borrowed horse. Only even his horse, only even her horse. Come on, come on. They taught us, don't get married if you ain't got nowhere to take me. If the only place you can take me is back to my mama's house, back to my daddy's house to live there, we can't get married. Wow. I'm trying to save you some heartache. No, you trying to mess up my Valentine's. No, boo. Mm-mm. Trying to mess up your Valentine. I'm just trying to tell you that if you go and accepting rings, and can I deal with this? The hush rings. What's a hush ring? I just gave you a ring to keep you around. I ain't got no intentions of really marrying you. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble now. So I gave you a ring, you all excited, family screaming and hollering, hotel is paid for the night. We get ready to get down and dirty. Come on here. And then somebody says, "Oh, we got engaged. Look at my ring. Oh, cool. Y'all got engaged. Yay. When y'all getting married?" Well, we gonna be working on a few things. It's gonna be a few years from now. And oh, okay. All right. Wink, wink. Y'all not getting married. Bruh, I saw what you did. I saw what you did, bruh. No, see, listen, if you really want me, when you gave me a ring, you are already working on something. All right, y'all get off my line. Get off my line. Y'all not ready for this conversation. When you gave me a ring, you already got a plan. You already got some stuff you put in place. What's your credit look like? Because if you got bad credit, we can't get nothing. We can't even go get no washer and dryer if we get married. What's your credit looking like? You ain't got to have A1 credit, but you can't have 50 collections when we get married either. So hey, listen, I hope this has been of a blessing to you. I gotta go. I gotta go. I'm really giving the game away, and I think you guys gonna be swole with me because you expecting to get that ring. You really want that ring, and you don't told everybody you're gonna be married. Cool. Kudos to you. Big ups. Hey, do what you do. I just want to shed a little light before you say I do. That's all. I'm trying to shed a little light before you say I do, so that you don't get into something later wishing you would have never got into it. Paul said, I would that you all remain single. But if you can't contain yourself, don't get married. See, when you by yourself, you ain't got to ask nobody's permission. You ain't got to report to nobody. When you get ready to go on a fast, you go on a fast. Who you gonna report to, right? But when you're married, you got to you got to you got to ask permission, because if that person wants to be intimate with you, but you on a fast, you got to then come off that fast and be intimate with them because you're married. I'm giving my body to God. I'm gonna close the door for 3, 4 days. Okay, boo, that ain't gonna work well because now he's gonna despise church because you always going off. You better find somebody that's got a heart for God like you got a heart for God. And the two shall become. Hey, y'all, I got to go. Sunday morning, 10 a.m. I hope this is a blessing to you. Hey, if this was a blessing to you, type that in the chat. This blessed me. Type this blessed me. Hey, I hope it blessed you today. I really do. I hope it blessed you. I gave you several ways today, reasons why you may or may not be. Hey, and kudos to you. If everything I named, you say, "Hey, I'm good. I'm good with sharing." I don't told them about what I've been through, the baggage I had. Hey, kudos, big ups to you if you did all of that. But I just want to share with you that if you didn't, I'm gonna suggest you kind of press pause and deal with some things before you jump into it. Hey, listen, this has been a blessing to you. Would you sow a seed today? Would you release a seed today? I can't wait to see you on Sunday morning. I don't care if it's a $5 seed. There it is right there. Hey, so listen, what you said to me today, Pastor, bless my life. Help me to open up my eyes. Yeah. Yeah. I remember, I'll give you this last little bit and I'm gonna get out of here. My wife was we were dating back in the day, and I got in the car. We was on our way to the mall. We was gonna go out for dinner, and my wife said, "Where's this going?" I said, "Well, we going to the restaurant." She said, "No. Where are we going in this relationship? Because I ain't gonna date you forever. You're not gonna tie my life up while you tie me up for several years and then marry the girl down the street. Y'all not talking to me." No, no. Where's this going? Sometimes you might, while you at dinner tonight, while you sitting around, ask him, her, them, they, where is this going? Where's this going? Where can I say this? Where our friendship is going. Our friendship should be going closer to God. We shouldn't be just considering the party. We're gonna go party for the weekend. Come on, come on. Life has got to be more about than popping bottles, and it's got to be more than just this. Come on, come on. When we gonna walk in? I need some friends and some people in my life who are gonna help me walk in destiny and in purpose. You do too. You're worth more. Hey, listen, this blessed you. Sow a seed. I'll see you on Sunday morning. Your life means more than just a good time for tonight. Thank you for the roses. Thank you for the candy. Can I say this for every married couple? Don't just make today about roses and candy. Love each other every day. Send a little note. Let's do something real fast. Send a note to your spouse every day, whether it's a text message, whether it's a handwritten sticky note. Send a message to them every day and let 365 days be about love, not one day, February the 14th. I love you. Hey, it's an action word, right? I'm praying for you. I pray God blessings on you. If you need to sow, if you want to sow a seed and this blessed you, right there, there it is. I'll see you Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Have an amazing day. Can't wait to see you this coming Sunday morning.